Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself rather than to change the world. Phylum Helminthes, that is the second phylum of parasitology classification. So, helminthology, study of the helminthic parasites. These are metazoa, means multicellular animals. Helminths are large, generally visible to the naked eye. So these are called macroparasite. Like protozoa, helminths can be either free living or parasitic in nature. In their adult form, helminths cannot multiply in humans. Metazoa or helminths of a human being are subdivided into two phyla, sometimes three phyla. But mainly these are platyhelminths and nemathelminths. So first the platyhelminths, these are called flatworms because they are flat in dorsoventral section and they lack a true body cavity or coelom. All medically important species belong to this class and these are further subdivided into two groups. The first group is cestoda, which are tapeworms. They are band-like and segmented. Tissue and intestinal cestodes are the varieties of human being belong to the genera, and they include Tinea saginata and Tinea family, Hymenolapis, Diphyllobothrium, Spirometra, Echinococcus, and Diphylidium. The other class is Trematoda. These are the flukes. They are typically leaf-shaped, narrow and elongate for adaptation, and they have got separate sexes and hermaphrodite take some time for dwelling within small blood vessels. Here one can see the cestodia or platyhelminthes. These include Tinea solium, Tinea saginata. These are the eggs of the Tinea solium, and here is the Diphyllobothrium. And then there is Hymenolapis nana, H nana, and these are Spirometra, and these are the parasites of the hydrated stage, which is called Echinococcus granulosus. Then there is Diphylidium, which is being transmitted through the drop. And platyhelminthes continuing. The medically important trematodes genera include Schistosoma, Paragonimus, and Clonorchis, Opisthorchis, Heterophyes, Metagonimus, Fasciolapses, and Fasciola. The other class is nemathelminthes. These are roundworms. Nematodes, these are worm-like, have separate sexes, and these are unsegmented. So these are roundworm called because of nematodes family. They include many parasitic species that infect humans. Adult forms of these worms can reside in the gastrointestinal tract, blood, lymphatic system, or the subcutaneous tissue of the human body. Here one can see the Schistosoma mansoni, then Paragonimus westermani seen in the lungs, then Clonorchis sinensis, and then Fasciolapses, Fasciola hepatica. Fasciola is the liver fluke, and it is seen because it invades the liver. Then Opisthercus, then Heterophytes and Metagonimus. The class Nemathelminthes, the immature larval state, can cause disease through their infection of the various body tissues. Some consider helminths also include segmented worms, annelids. The only ones important medically are the leeches, which suck the blood. Then there is class thorny-headed worms called acanthocephalins. The adult forms of these worms reside in gastrointestinal tract. The acanthocephala are thought intermediate between the cestodes and nematodes. And here one can see the human intestinal parasitic infection by whipworm, tapeworm, roundworm, Giardia lamblia, hookworm, and coccidia. These all infect the intestine of the human being. Then phylum Acanthocephala, which are called thorn-headed worms, and here are they which are going to infect the human being. The next class is phylum Arthropod. Arthropod means that arthro means jointed and poda means legs. Important in causing diseases themselves, but work as the vectors or the transmitter of the disease, also called ectoparasites, and possess an external skeleton like seen in the ticks and the lice. These includes all insects, vectors which act as intermediate host, although term ectoparasite includes blood-sucking arthropods like mosquitoes. They are dependent on a blood meal from a human host for their survival. Term is used more for ticks, fleas, lice, and mites. Here one can see the beautiful building designed by someone, and one can imagine the trees, the plantation on the every story, and it is really a marvelous engineering and masterpiece of the engineering that someone has designed. Now, continuing the arthropod, these attach or burrow into the skin and remain there for long periods of time. Phylum Arthropoda consists of three classes. Number one is class Arachnida. It consists of ticks, mites, spider, scorpions. Their body divides into cephalothorax. Head and thorax is fused, so it is called cephalothorax, and abdomen. They have 4 pairs of legs, wingless and no antenna. Number 2 is the class Insecta. It consists of mosquitoes, fleas, bugs, lice, and flies, etc. And here one can see the arachnids, that is scorpion, ticks, then there is mites and the spiders and doddy, long legs, and insects. One can see the beetle, the ant, the housefly, the grasshopper, ladybird, dragonfly, honeybee, spider, moth, mosquito, wasp, and cockroaches. These are all the insects included in this family. Continuing the class Insecta, 3 pairs of the legs, 1 pair of the antenna on the head they do have. The body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Wings may be present and could be 1 or 2 pair. The third class of arthropoda is class Crustacea. They consist of cyclops. Body is divided into cephalothorax and abdomen. They have 4 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of antenna. They are wingless mostly and most are found in water, so these are aquatic. Here one can see the crustaceans. These are the crabs, lobster, shrimp, prawn, hermit crab, krill, barnacle, and crab. These are all crustaceans. Now, common characteristic of the arthropods, they are all invertebrate animals. They are all bilateral symmetrical. Bodies are divided into a number of rings or segments, have jointed appendages present as legs, antenna, or mouth parts, have a body cavity called hemocoel, which contains hemolymph lymph that bathes internal organs like the blood in the human being. They have a hard, chitinous exoskeleton, which is called the cuticle. And molting is a phenomena seen in all arthropods whereby cuticle is shed at regular intervals in order to accommodate growing tissues. They use following system for survival like digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, and reproductive system. They have complete development from egg to the larva to the pupa and to become adult arthropod. Arthropod attack man, domestic and the wild animals. They bite and they suck the blood of the host. Now, common characteristic of the arthropod continuing, they pass infective organisms and may inject toxins mechanically or biologically. They cause myiasis, infestation by the larva of the diphtheria on man, so annoy and irritate. They cause infestation by bite, sting, spines, or by their secretions. The infestation may cause swelling, pain, redness, rash, fever, allergic reactions, blood poisoning, or death in some cases if the poisoning is very extensive. They cause accidental injury to sense organs when they enter the eye, ear, mouth, or the nostril, the sensory organ of the human being. They cause allergic or asthmatic reaction by their odor, secretions, and by their dead body fragments. Arthropods cause entomophobia. Entomophobia, that is the fear of the insect the people do have, that they are dread because of the bite of the insect. They cause nervous disorder, hysterics, hallucination, etc. Medical conditions that are related to the arthropods, they are the direct agents for the disease transmission, mechanical carrier, and cause discomfort to the host. Biological carrier, certain stages in the life cycle of the parasite take place in the body of the insects. Hypersensitivity response to insect proteins, and they inoculate poison to the host, cause dermatitis. Now, lice-related conditions in arthropods. The sucking lice feed on the blood and their entire life cycle is spent on the mammalian host. And these include pediculus, humanus, capitis. As the name is capitis, they just cause problem in the head. So the head louse found only in the hair of the head, sucking blood from the scalp. Then pediculus, humanus, corporus. Corporus is meant for use for the whole body. So these are called body louse, lives on underclothing and feeds on the body. Adult appear 9 days after hatching from the eggs. Then there is Thyris pubis, pubic crab louse found in the pubic and perianal region of the human. They do not transmit disease, but they cause considerable discomfort at the pubic area because of their lying there. Is typically acquired by the close contact, usually sexual contact, when the body to body touch is there. Now, pediculus humanus capitis, as one can see, that is a male, that is a female. Then here is pediculus humanus corporus, which infects the body, that is female and male. And here is thymus pubis, the female and the male, which infect the pubic area. This infect the body and this infect the head. Now, mosquito-related conditions. These are Anopheline mosquitoes, Plasmodium species, Culex mosquito, Wuchereria bancrofti, Aedes mosquito is responsible. Then yellow fever is by virus Mansoniae, Brugiae, Malai. These are also being transmitted by the mosquito. Now, flea-related conditions are rat flea, which is the vector of the plague disease. Then bug-related conditions, triatoma, kissing bug, bed bug, assassin bug, killer bug. They vary in length up to the 100 millimeter, and they are the vector of Trypanosoma cruzi in Latin America. Here one can see the mosquito-borne diseases. These are the malaria, Zika, elephantiasis, dengue, West Nile fever, and yellow fever. And here there is the rat flea. As one can see, that flea is riding on the rat, and that is responsible for the disease transmitted by the flea, transmitted by the rat. Then there is kissing bugs causing the Chagas disease, and that is the kissing bug. Then climax, that is the bed bug, which causes the discomfort to the human being. Now, the tick-related conditions that causes mechanical injury to the skin may sometimes produce toxins which affect release of the acetylcholine at neuromuscular junction that can lead to sometimes a progressive ascending paralysis that transmit diseases, rickettsia, illnesses, female, Rocky Mountain, wood tick, and derma center and dersoni. Here one can see the Rocky Mountain spotted fever by rickettsiae, and that is going to have centripetal rash and the other critical presentation by the tick bite, abrupt onset fever, headache, myalgias, and rash, which is because of this part of Rocky Mountain. Now, mite-related condition, Sarcoptes scabiei, causing scabies, house dust mites produce potent allergens, myiasis, invasion of the tissue of the vertebrate with dipterous fly larva, tropical America and Africa, that is causing the disease, Tunga. Penetrance is about 1 millimeter in length, burrowing into the skin, may swell to 1 centimeter, cause extreme irritation. And here one can see the scabies because of the mite. Then house dust mite can cause allergy, and then myiasis by the dipterous fly larva that also can cause problem. And here there is the tunga, which is going to infect the foot and the leg of the person. And that is the end of the classification of the parasite. I have tried to give as much as possible which is related to the medical personnel, and I hope you may like it. If you please like it, just subscribe my lecture and share it with the others. And I hope you will like it. And thank you very much to be with me and having my lecture. Thank you.